Good morning, Twin Lakes Church. My name is Gracie, and I'm excited to be here this morning with you talking about the Lord's Prayer once again as we walk through our weekend series, The Jesus Way, where we look at Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, and specifically we're in the Lord's Prayer right now. So out of Matthew chapter 6, Jesus says, "This then is how you should pray," and he gives us this prayer. He says, "Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we have also forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one." So the part we're going to be focusing on is your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. And the kingdom of God is this concept that is talked about a lot by Jesus in the Gospels, but also in Acts, where the work of the kingdom of God is being done. And I don't know about you, but when I think of kingdom, I think of walls and a castle and this like royal entity that commands it or rules it or something like that. But Jesus isn't talking about that. Instead, he's actually talking about a kingdom that's all around us, that we as Christians, as followers of Jesus, are citizens of. And that the kingdom of heaven, or the kingdom of God, is something that we can all be living in as we live by the teachings of Jesus. And so the kingdom of God is all around us. It's not a physical place with walls or a castle or the royal entity that is ruling it, but instead it's God's kingdom that we are a part of just by following him. And the second part of that verse is your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And that one was very familiar to me, that part. So if you know me, you may know my husband Jake, and if you know Jake, you may know he's an artist. And if you know he's an artist, you may know he has an Instagram page. And his Instagram page is called Yowie Beto or Yowie Beto, depending how you read it. And it's actually a type of acronym for your will be done. And so I asked him about that because I had my own idea of why it was called that, and we'd talked about it a while ago. But I said, hey, why is it called Yowie Beto? What would you say if somebody asked you? And he said, well, I don't want my will to be done through my art. I want God's will to be done. I want people to see God through my art. And whatever his will, whether it's to reach one person or two people or a bunch of people, that is what I'm looking for. And so, talking through that, I just thought, what a great reminder that when we say your will be done on earth as it is in heaven, it's a reminder for us to not have our own desires, but for our desires to reflect God's will for our lives. So I usually send my students out with a challenge at the end of each of our weekly meetings or our teachings, and it's kind of an action step. I say, hey guys, this is what I want you to do this week, and here's how we can remember this together. So my challenge or my action step for you this morning is to talk about what is God's will for your life. And there's a few ways we can do that. Personally, I ask God through prayer. I say, Lord, please let your will be done in my life as a reflection of who you've created me to be. And it's not a one and done prayer. It's something that I pray consistently because honestly, I get distracted. I get distracted putting my wants and needs sometimes above what God's will for my life is. And so I encourage you to pray, God, what is your will for my life and how can I follow it? Because I think that keeps us on track of what Jesus is telling us in the Lord's Prayer. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven is the reminder that it starts one by one. That if we follow God's will, it will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So I'm going to leave you with that. I will see you next time and have a great day. Bye-bye.